I think we'll start, Helen, and I think it's safe to record now after the stories that we heard earlier.
Oh, come on.
So welcome to everybody, and thank you for joining us. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Renate Schuetz. I'm the Public Relations and Communications Officer for IODE Canada. And my partner tonight is Helen Danby, who's our second VP with IODE Canada. We're going to do a little PowerPoint presentation. If you have any questions during it, just interrupt because we can't see you when the PowerPoint's going on. And then afterwards, we'll have a little time for a chat. You can make comments and ask questions, and and then from there. Oh, and we're recording this. And that way we can put the recording up on the members resource website, along with the PowerPoint presentation and the talking points and your comments and notes, that sort of thing. Tonight, Karen Dalton, our national president's joining us. And Karen, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Well, just welcome, but you've got big shoes to fill, ladies, because this morning's chat was very lively, the last half hour. So you've got something to live up to, but no, really my pleasure to be note taker and eavesdropper tonight.
Eavesdropper.
And before we sign off of the chat tonight, I'll be putting up a little survey, and that you can take your time filling in. There's about 11 questions on the survey, so that's how we'll end our evening. So, Helen, would you like to take it away?
I would. We're going to be sharing slides for the first little while, and these slides Renata will be putting on the website. So if you want to use them for your chapter later, it will be there, as well as our speaking points that we're going to be using. Okay. Making noise about IODE. And it's all about public relations. And here's the truth. It's not bragging if it's true. Okay. Let's start with a question. When you hear the words public relations, what comes to mind? Most people think of celebrities, press releases, or fancy marketing campaigns. But here's the secret. PR is just really storytelling. And every one of us is a storyteller. If we don't share our story, who will? Let's make sure Canada sees IODE at its best. Public relations is how others see IODE and our chapters, the members. It's about sharing our stories, celebrating our impact, and connecting with the community. Every member helps shape our public image. Remember, every member counts. This is a screenshot from the national website. So you can see that on the side, there's all the different areas. And on this, we're looking at the celebrating 125 years. All of the chapters who have sent 125-year celebrations are featured on this page. And if you take a look, you might see your chapter is included there. We've got, a few right there. But when you scroll down, each chapter has done something different, and you get a lot of great ideas from just looking at that. And once your chapter has done or is doing a 125th anniversary project, please send it in so Renata can put it up there. Okay, posting on social media. Use bright photos and smiling faces. And don't be afraid of taking close-up photos or cropping them. Look at the two photos on the screen. The top one shows a donation. The bottom shows the difference it made. Which one tells the story? Choose photos that tell a story, show members in action, and the impact of their efforts, instead of a standard check presentation. And sometimes that's difficult to do. However, it can be done, and it's still more interesting. Write short, positive captions with a call to action. A short, friendly caption that tells a story. So instead of IODE donated books to a school, say IODE members helped fill little hands with big dreams, one book at a time. Posts that celebrate volunteers, donors, and community wins big time. Tag your relevant organizations and locations. Post regularly, but don't overwhelm. And engage by replying to comments and messages. It's as simple as clicking like. Highlight why your event matters and who benefits. Posts that celebrate volunteers, donors, and community I just said that. Post that volunteers that celebrates people, the community wins. So tell what it means, not just what it is. Share your stories after the event to show the impact. And here's a big important one. Share IODE pride in every message. Say thank you often and publicly. Public relations is about sharing your story, not just posting online. Here's how chapters can shine without social media. Send your chapter stories and event updates to local newspapers, radio, and TV, cable TV especially. Many local newspapers no longer have enough staff to cover all community events. By writing your own chapter story, you ensure the facts are accurate and increase the chance it will be published. Include action photos to show people making a difference. Instead of a photo of a check presentation, as we mentioned, show what the funds are doing for the recipients. Build friendly connections with local reporters. Building a relationship with a reporter is one of the best ways to get consistent, positive media coverage for your chapter. And how do you do that? Send a short, friendly email introducing yourself as the contact for your chapter. Express appreciation for their community coverage and mention that you'll be happy to share local stories or photos about your group's work. I recommend having all the pertinent information written out. This ensures that chapter members' names, the officer titles, and the chapter name are spelled correctly. Keep in touch a few times a year, not just when you want a story covered. Share updates and send them thank you notes. There's a big thing that we forget to do, is thank the journalists. Doing these simple things builds trust. Then you know your information is accurate and your stories matter to the community. Have a visual presence. Keep an IODE display at the library, town hall, or community center. Use posters, bookmarks, or photos of your projects. Wear your IODE shirts or pins when volunteer, and do everyday PR. Those pins come in handy to just put them on your jacket and wear them wherever you go. This is a Day Tripper magazine, and many communities across Canada have a free newspaper such as this one. Reach out and offer to write an article, and don't forget to include at least 3 or 4 photos for the editors to choose from. The Day Tripper is a free newspaper in Southwest Ontario that advertises coming events, attractions, and shops. It has a readership of over 15,000 digitally and printed copies of 230,000 annually. In the past 2 years, I have been able to earn $150 for IODE by sending 3 articles about IODE with pictures to the Southwest Ontario Day Tripper. Use posters and signs and place them where where people are congregating, such as in locker rooms at the fitness center, daycares, store windows, libraries, post office, the staff room at school, and advertise your event when you have a display or material for the public to learn about your chapter. And you notice the store windows are a great place to advertise. If you have a thrift shop, that makes it easier. But if there's an empty store window in your town, place your display there. Say thank you publicly is one of the simplest yet most meaningful ways to show appreciation. When we recognize the efforts of our members, donors, and community partners, we not only make them feel valued, we also inspire others to join in. Public thanks strengthens our sense of community. Remember that every contribution matters and shines a light on the teamwork that makes IODE service possible. Say thank you to the members. Yes, the members and any volunteers who helped, and let them know that they are valued. Perhaps it's as simple as someone bringing coffee and cookies for the workers at the event, or giving a personalized thank you with a simple card and a nice message or an email. On your social platforms, highlight why the event matters and who benefits. Post that celebrate the volunteers, donors, and community is important. Tell what it means, not just what it is. Share stories after the event to show impact. Sharing IODE pride in every message. Say thank you often and publicly. Litter IODE information. And those of you who know Bonnie Reese, this is something she would say over and over and over again. Litter with IODE information. Use copies of echoes to give to your friends. Include them with your donation checks. Give them with the school awards, or leave them in the school staff room. If your chapter has an adopted class, include a couple of issues in your package. The fall 2024 issue that's shown here, 125 years, how it started, how it's going, is an excellent one to leave in the local library. Did you know that past copies can be obtained from the national office free? You will pay to cover the postage. On behalf of the Echoes Committee, they're always looking for your chapter news. In approximately 200 words or less, tell us the 5 W's. Who was involved? What was the event all about? When did it take place? Where did it happen? Why did the event take place? Send multiple pictures, then the editing committee can select the best photo. Did you know that Echoes, the electronic versions, are also on the national website? They're found under the membership tab, open and for the public. Some other ways to share the news is to include it in a provincial newsletter. I know of, we have two here, the New Brunswick newsletter and the Ontario newsletter. And they are sent via email to each member in those provinces. Use your provincial newsletter to showcase your members' involvement, working at an event, or receiving a service pin or life membership. Share the good news with all the other chapters. Promoting events. And that's usually what we associate PR with. Several years ago, IODE Canada developed a corporate style guide for chapter use. The booklet can be downloaded from the Member Resources website. To build awareness of IODE chapters and projects, use the IODE logo and official colors wherever possible. Keep the messaging consistent. Use the mission statement, the values, and a positive tone. The IODE Canada Corporate Style Guide provides direction on consistent branding, language, and visual identity. Maintain a friendly, professional, and welcoming voice. Consistency builds trust and recognition. Use multiple channels to promote your event, such as the social media, newsletters, and community boards. And highlight why the event matters and who benefits. Show pride in our work and celebrate our achievements. This will attract new members, volunteers, and supporters. Share the stories after the event to show the impact. What does this mean to others? And encourage the community engagement and partnership. Once again, the booklet can be downloaded from the members resources on the IODE Canada website. Did you know that many communication tools are available for your use from the members only resources website? Check under the members resources tab, put in the password, and the password is very easy to remember. It's written right there. And then click on the officer resources and then go to communications. At this point, you will find how to tell our IODE story. A generic letterhead that can be customized with your chapter's name and information is there, and an ask letter. An ask letter is you asking for support. There are tips there on how to request for a donation. The Friend of IODE poster can be downloaded from this website page, and a guide on how to write a press release. This is a special year, IODE's 125th anniversary, and here are the promotional items, and it's not too late to order or to use them. We are celebrating our first 125 years of dedicated service to Canada. Our story continues. The best is yet to come. Many people have downloaded, and we still have a few items to order from the national office. The Friend of the IODE poster can be downloaded. The poster has been designed for use with your community partner to give visibility to organizations your chapter supports and for those who support your chapter. So it goes both ways. The poster can be printed on white cardstock, 2 per sheet, using your home printer or through a commercial printing service such as Staples. Personally, I like printing them on the 4x6 photo paper that my printer will take. Members have used this poster in many different ways: to welcome new members to the chapter, as a thank you to a business that has supported the chapter, with donations to other chapters, or included with the education awards. The 125th Embracing Our Future, Celebrating Our Past logo can be downloaded, as well as the peel and stick 2-inch silver foil book stickers are free, and they're great for promoting IODE with the books that we donate. Every donated or gifted book needs a book plate with a message from the donor, whether it's a chapter or a member. Download the 125th anniversary fillable book plates or order them from the office. The charge will again be only postage. The silver and blue bookmark supply that we had at the beginning of the year is depleted. So now we have new blue bookmarks with a description of who is IODE and what do we do. On the reverse side, there's space for you to put in your chapter's contact information. And again, these are free. Postage is extra. How do you promote IODE? You attend events, fairs, etc. From time to time, chapters have set up information displays. Please use copies of echoes and bookmarks that can be obtained from the national office. Have Christmas cards on hand that the public can sign for the armed forces, letting them know that you appreciate their service. And pictured here are the members of IODE, are a few members of IODE Trillium chapter, or I should say Trillium 2023 chapter. This chapter is a virtual chapter that helped man the IODE display at the CNE this past summer. They gave out IODE bookmarks and asked the public to write messages and sign Christmas cards. And Kathy, who's here with us tonight, dropped them off in Belleville. Something to be proud of. The one-day CNE display generated over 550 signed Christmas cards, and we were told that not one IODE bookmark was left on the floor. So great news. Something we found out this past little while when we went on the website is that Christmas cards via any CAF member program can be sent for the 2025 holiday season. And it's the delivery of letters and cards to deployed troops will continue free of charge. Only letters and cards are accepted in the any CAF member program. Parcels and charitable goods are not permitted. The deadlines for Christmas delivery have not been announced yet, but generally it's recommended to send them by mid-November to ensure arrival before Christmas Day. Key details: free postage up to 500 grams. And that's ineffective until December 31st, 2026, according to the website. Eligible items, and again, only letters or cards addressed to any CAF member. The deposit location is at Canada Post retail outlet. In other words, you have to go to the post office. Do not use those little street letter boxes. And place a return address on the envelope. So use your personalized return address that you made with a little IODE sticker on it and put those on. And there are the addresses that you can send your Christmas cards to. Now, before I finish this, I have a short story to share. And Kathy, I'm going to embarrass you here because this has been great work. This past July, a podcaster, Maria Papillon, interviewed Kathy Biles, the current president of IODE Trillium 2023. Maria's show is called The Northumberland Women. Now, Kathy met Marie when they each had a display at a seniors fair. Marie representing the local radio station and Kathy hosting the IODE display. So they were side by side. The link for the podcast is on the screen. Look for the title, Northumberland Women. July 7th, Kathy Boyles, IODE. Yes, women is spelled with a T. Most of the discussion in the podcast is on work in Ontario. However, Kathy did talk about some of the national program and the 2025 National Annual Meeting in London. Near the end of the podcast, Maria had an interesting observation about IODE members. She said that we do good work and do it quietly. Well, now we need to let the rest of the country know that we are here doing wonderful things that make a difference. Please take some time. The podcast is an hour long, so make a cup of tea, sit back and enjoy. I highly recommend a listen to this. Excellent work, Kathy. Well done. In closing, the next time someone asks you about IODE, tell them why you joined. Tell them who you are and your friends and how you've helped. What is your chapter story is part of IODE's legacy. You want to tell your chapter story, tell it, share it, inspire others. Be proud, be positive, be seen. Thank you. Now that was a lot to learn in a short time. And again, the slideshow will be placed under the members' resources. But we're not finished yet. I need to hear from you. You have heard from Renate and I. It's your turn now. So, comments, questions. I'd like somebody to share. Okay, you're going to make it hard. I'm going to start with Betsy. Good old friend Betsy. Betsy, what does your chapter do to share? How do you advertise your new to you clothing sale? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah. New to you, focus. Sorry. I was just going to say, I've used the poster, a friend of IODE. I gave it to the Holiday Inn where we are having our provincial annual meeting next spring. And they had donated a one-night getaway for a couple as part of our silent auction. And so when we did a photo op for Holiday Inn, and I guess I should get a copy of that picture, seeing as how this promotes IODE as well. And anyway, in the photo op, they got one of me handing them the friend of IODE poster to them, and they were quite pleased to have that. So it was immediate, sort of tangible thank you to them. That was something we'd done. I was glad to see that, and where I can download more, because I ran out of the really nice ones, and I like the fact that you mentioned what kind of cardstock to use or get it done professionally. So that was my thing, and I like the fact that you just sort of reminded us about sharing our story, because I think for us at our chapter we've been sort of quiet, I guess, for a little while. So I think it's time to pump it up. So this is really inspiring tonight, and we have a meeting tomorrow night, so they're going to be hopefully dancing on the tables by the time we finish. Anyway, I really like that. And thanks for sharing that podcast information about Kathy. And also, I think Northumberland County has a similar magazine to Day Tripper. It's called Watershed. So I have an old copy, so I'm going to look into that and see if we can maybe put some IODE stuff in there too for our local chapters.
Yes.
Thanks.
Excellent. Good. And I found too with the day tripper, when you send an article, you have to have the day tripper featured in your article. So
Right.
in your picture too. So everybody was holding up these day tripper things. That's to promote them also. Yes.
Right.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was just going to add something that came up this morning. Someone on the little posters, a friend of IODE, they use the sticky magnetic tape, put it on the back. So that way it's not just, oh, this is nice and it's tossed to the side. They can put it on the fridge, or if they have a metal front door, they can put it there. I have an IODE magnet that's a good size
Yeah.
on my mailbox because I live out in the country, and you know how everybody has a little thing on their mailbox out in the country. That's where my IODE magnet is. So
Yeah, my magnets are on my vehicles, and I went all the way up to Northern Ontario and back, which I think Virginia does too. So that was a lot of advertising for a few hundred miles.
that's right. We forgot to mention the magnets earlier. Yes. Good. All right. You know, you can just put up your hand to volunteer, or you can just go ahead. Yes, Valerie. Oh, Valerie, you're still on mute.
Okay, so I've been wearing this all over everywhere. I've got one on my jacket, and this I wore today when I was volunteering at Terra Center for Teen Parents, which I've been doing for a while, and I've given them copies of Echoes. And I too have the magnetic IOD stickers on my car, so people do ask. And I've been wearing my IOD red vest as much as possible. And when you're in the lineup at Safeway or Superstore, wherever you're shopping, people do ask, "Oh, what's that?" Or my grandmother belonged to that. "Oh, I didn't know they were still around."
Mm.
So I try and wear everything on my sleeve, so to
Good.
speak.
Good. Yes. And this is another pin that some of you may have that they were selling at National also. Yes. Yes. Janet, I'm going to pick on you now.
Do you have a grocery cart on you?
I ran into Janet at the grocery store earlier today.
Yeah, really, with the cart.
Yes, literally.
Literally.
Janet, tell them about what we have at the arena.
Oh, a lot of laughs for sure.
Yes, but tell them about our Zamboni.
Well, our Zamboni has our emblem right on the side. It's a magnetic. Well, what did we have it for? 5 years?
Yes, yeah.
Yep. So every time it goes around, I look and it's still there.
And it's good advertising for the hockey teams, the figure skating, and anyone who's at the arena when they have to clean the ice. They see IODE. Now, with Jen and I coming from the same chapter, when you ask them about IODE, because we had a booth at the craft fair, and I would say to them, would you like to buy a quilt? You know, a ticket for our quilt raffle. Oh, you know, and they'd start talking. Then I'd say, do you know about IODE? And they said, oh yeah, you're the butter tart ladies. And so it's like,
That's you.
hey,
Yep.
it's good to have something that they can identify with and they know that we're still around. So yeah, that's good. All right. Someone from the East.
I'm going to mention our twiddle muffs that we knit and decorate and give to nursing homes in various places, hospitals with the Alzheimer's units and so on. And since in this year with the poster and with the bookmarks, every time I give out a twiddle muff or a group of twiddle muffs, we pass out the bookmarks as well as the little poster.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
it was interesting at our semi-annual, our CMP recipient, who was an absolute joy to have there, very personable and so on. And anyway, he was talking, and we were talking about twiddle muffs, and he wanted one for his uncle. And he lived somewhere different than in New Brunswick. And so we sent him one of those as well to do so. And then we were making them or decorating them, whatever, in one of the libraries on the west side of St. John. And a lady just popped her head in and wondered what we were doing. And anyway, we ended up giving her a twiddle muff as well for someone that she knew needed one. So they go in various places, and we're very pleased with what we do with those.
Good. Thank you, Frida.
I was able to find a CTV Atlantic interview about you ladies doing the twiddle muffs.
Oh, yes,
And
that was one of our first groups that we gave the twiddle muffs to.
so I was able to download the recording, and it's on our website. I can't remember what page it's on, but yeah, the Atlantic ladies get a lot of PR.
And just recently, due to a fair down in St. Stephen, the Alzheimer's of New Brunswick, the Alzheimer's Society of New Brunswick was there, and they ran into a member from St. Stephen who was talking about twiddle muffs and so on, and they said, well, we'd really like to have a contact. And so I got the name of the lady from Linda Duplessis, and who had brought it to a meeting, and called the lady, and she called back about a week or so later, and I was able to deliver 10 twiddle muffs that'll go out throughout New Brunswick to their various departments. And so now she's really quite, I said when I arrived, do you know why I'm here? And she said, oh yes, she said, I can hardly wait to see what you're going to give me. So she was quite pleased, and we had a chat. She asked about IODE and so on. So I gave her the site for Katie Hazen Mackay and told her that that was the group that actually many of them of the twiddle muffs are made by that particular chapter, although somebody in St. Stephen knits as well. And so she was going to leave with that. We exchanged emails, telephone numbers, and so on. So I know I will be hearing from her again to give her some more. So anyway, she was
Excellent.
quite interested in IODE.
A good way to promote IODE.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yes, a physical thing.
Yes.
Janet.
well, we talked about the Zamboni, but last week on Remembrance Day, we went to the Legion for their dinner, and outside the front door is the bench that we donated last year. Beautiful
Nice.
black metal bench, and it's got the silhouettes of the soldiers, and I think there's poppies on it, plus our name, Margaret Stokes.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of promoting your chapter physically, Val, or sorry, Val.
Yes, that's okay. I just thought of something. I was looking at my little notes here. A rather unusual way, perhaps, of promoting IODE is that this year, when any of my friends have died, I have donated $125 to the celebration fund, and in their name. And then Mary sends letters to these folks to acknowledge what I have done. So I know that's probably quite unusual, and I hope not too
No,
perverse, but kind of a hidden way that other people might be able to promote IODE.
Mhm. Yes, make IODE your charity of choice.
And you could even do it for other celebrations like a birthday, an anniversary, a wedding.
That's true. Yeah.
That's an idea.
That's
But so,
right.
so far I've just done it for bereavements, but that's a good idea for the people who have everything.
Well, you know, those who are getting married for the second time, they don't need a third toaster, right?
Yeah.
Right. Good. Okay. Penny, tell us what your chapter does.
Well, we just had our Christmas house tour and we had 1,016 people
Wow.
involved in attending our house tour. And our biggest promotion, of course, is through our social media. We've got a great gal, Heather Ball is her name. And she promotes our chapter on Facebook and Instagram. And we also have an op shop in Godrich. And so there's a lot of advertising there as well. The latest thing we've done is we bought a starting block for the Huron Hurricanes. It's a swim team. And they were asking service clubs to donate $5,000 for each starting block, which we were able to do. And on the sides and front of the starting block, it's got donated by IODE Maple Leaf Chapter. And they also have a big flag up at the Y. And all of the service clubs who donated to the starting block, all the names of the chapters are up there as well. So.
Good. Do you want to elaborate on how you thanked your home tour hosts and decorators and sponsors?
Yeah, every day that prior to the house tour, Heather would have one house that was on the tour, and she would focus on the house and say who decorated it. And we also had one of the flower shops in town did centerpieces. Zayers donated poinsettias for it. So all of that was incorporated every day for each house, including the refreshment center that we had. And then after the tour, she did a really, really good job of thanking everybody. She posted each decorator, and she focused in on the products that decorator had at the home. So the second time, the thank you was not really about the house. It was more about the product that each decorator had, where you could go and purchase the various things. And she did a great job of thanking all the homeowners, the decorators, and the support staff, because we don't have enough people to do it without involving other people within the community, like friends, neighbors, and relatives that help us man the house tour, because it takes almost 100 people to actually do the house tour every year, to man it, and that doesn't even go into the planning. So
Excellent. So I love the fact that you did a follow-up after by thanking everyone and showcasing and thanking the host too, because that's a big thing. If you thank someone or if you compliment someone, they will remember that.
yeah, then one other thing that we're doing, and it's next week, we're having like a debriefing after the house tour, because every year there's always something that you can improve upon. So Marilyn Turner was the coordinator this year. So she has a great idea. She invited everybody that helped on the house tour. So that included not just members, but friends, neighbors, relatives, all that kind of thing, to the debriefing, because she said, I'm hoping that it will promote people to realize what we do and promote the membership aspect of IODE for our chapter.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Let's see. Any volunteers for next, or do you want me to pick and choose still?
I'll
Okay.
volunteer for you, Helen.
All right, go ahead, Natalie.
So my chapter is not the best at PR, but they do the best they can. Let's put it that way. So Karen Botting is the communications officer along with myself. My role is primarily to encourage members to participate and support, etc. But Karen's role is more public. So she does the Facebook postings, and she's pretty good about doing that on a regular basis. She also makes sure that in a local a paper that's printed here that actually is there's subscribers to it in North America. So it's going not just Winnipeg or Manitoba, but it's going US and Canada. It's the Icelandic newspaper, the Lolberg Hengsringla. So she often puts lots of articles in that, and for which we don't have to pay, which is always a good thing. And our scholarship reception, which is our sort of prime activity where we're giving out 12 to 14 $1,000 scholarships. In the packages that the students receive, there's an echoes, there's information about the chapter, and of course their certificate, and of course the magic check. So, and one year we did spend the dollars to put day timers in all of them. And I believe after one of the events, one of the parents phoned national office and said, "How do I get more of these day timers?" So, it's all good at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Good. I like the fact that you have a scholarship reception.
Oh, it's our nicest event because we give out so many music scholarships. We have 3 of the students actually do a performance. It's like going to a wonderful mini concert, and then there's treats afterwards.
And now are parents and friends?
Yes, yes. So
invited to
the
this?
recipient is encouraged to bring, after COVID, we sort of said, okay, two guests, and maybe there's the odd 3 guests, because otherwise we never knew how many guests we were going to have. So every recipient brings 2 guests, and this year we had a little 3-year-old, and she was lovely.
Good. Good. And your reception, you feed them?
Yes, we give, it's treats. It was cookies and dainties and, lemonade and coffee, tea.
Good. Excellent.
And our display is always up. Like no matter what event we do, our banner is up. It's up at meetings, it's up at anything we do, the banner automatically goes up, and our president automatically talks about the chapter and encourages members or guests to become members.
Super.
And banner, you mean by a floor banner?
Yeah, and it's in one of the pictures in your slide.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a $500 investment when I was president, and that's been well used.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. Kathy Nunes.
Tell you something that it's interesting how one thing can lead into another. So this year, we have a bridge marathon. It's been going on, I think, for 3 years now. And there's of course, a lot of retired teachers in that. Now, from the bridge marathon, those retired teachers, it led into a retired teachers luncheon where they set up a booth to explain IODE and all the things that we do. Now, from that, there may be a monetary donation that's coming to IODE from the retired teachers. Now, I don't know that for sure, but there was talk about it. So it was just interesting how you can start from a marathon leading to an information booth at a luncheon leading to a possible donation. So, and as many of us are, we're not good at promoting ourselves. So one really big thing that I got out of tonight's meeting was we really need to work on not just advertising, my chapter, I mean, not we as IODE in a general, my chapter, we need to really work on telling our story after. We're good at, advertising our book sale or whatever, but we need to tell the story after. So I think that's going to be a goal for our chapter this year, is to improve our PR.
And I think it goes back to the story that you know the best is your personal story. When did you join IODE? Why did you join IODE? What are you getting out of IODE? And how are you helping your community? So, that's a personal story. And you don't have to remember all of those other facts and dates and everything. You just have to remember your personal story, share that, and then, if you show your enthusiasm, other people will follow suit. And that Kathy Noon's little story leads right into Kathy Biles' story. Kathy Biles, I'm going to tell you, she started IODE with Trillium 2023. So she has been a member of IODE for 2 years. And in those 2 years, she has done wonders. Go ahead, Kathy.
Oh, goodness. Well, well, I guess the first was the seniors fair in the small town of Port Hope, where I had the table right next to the radio station. And from that, we did the interview. I think then from that, I have a group of sight impaired women that we play euchre every Wednesday afternoon at the Legion using Braille cards, and I'm the driver and so on. And they were wondering why I was running around picking up boots and things. And I told them about a footwear for kids, which was an initiative we were working on this year. And they asked me to come and speak at their coffee club. So apparently there is a group sponsored by the CNIB, that was about 20 or 30 people that meet, and they use the Legion in Coburg. And it was interesting to sit and talk to these people. None of them said they had ever heard of IODE. But building off of Helen's recommendation, I just started talking mainly about why I joined, what I was looking for, what I found. And especially, they were mostly interested in the work we're doing with the Indigenous communities, the adopted schools, Attawapiskat. So it turned out very well. And then I guess my next is we were looking for Izzy dolls to be, I don't knit. Very few in my group do knit. We're a virtual group, so we don't physically meet. But I was looking around the community to try and find knitters. And I went into a yarn store, and they have charity nights where they come together and they knit for charities. And mostly it was for the local hospital. But when they heard about IODE and the Izzy dolls to go up to the northern communities, they started up a learn to knit classes. And they took the Izzy doll patterns, which I brought into them, and they knitted up Izzy dolls. And they then loved it so much, they're now doing it the first Monday of every month. They get together and knit for IODE.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let's see. How about Laura Jean?
Well, this year we had posters made up. Actually, my daughter designed them, had them made up, so we had them printed. And every year we look after 4 elementary schools. We give them each a gift card for $100. So we put a poster up in each of these schools. Along with the gift card, we give a list of the books recommended by IODE and one recommended by the winner of the Violet Downey Award. We include bookmarks and labels and all that sort of thing. We also put posters around at various churches. Oh gosh, I can't think of. We do a few more things than that. That's what's coming to mind at the moment. So we do try and being a small chapter, we do what we can.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. Okay. Let's see. Catherine Bates, do you want to say anything?
I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay.
Thank you, Helen.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. How about Margaret?
There. Oh, well, we've done some of the same things. We've been using the bookmarks quite a lot. One of our members is part of a bowling league, and she has been selling chocolate bars to her bowling friends. And for the 2 months of September and October, she has already raised us $400 just by selling chocolate bars at the bowling, the evening of bowling. And we're doing a bridge luncheon Thursday. And when we fold the napkins with the table, we're going to put a bookmark. We have some of the new blue ones. We have some of the silver ones still. And so each bridge player will get a bookmark. So bring the information out a little bit more. And like Valerie, I've been wearing my white shirt with the logo on it and my blue jacket everywhere all summer. I think it's time to put it away now for the winter. It's pretty cool here today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Let's see, Beverly.
Well, really, a lot of our PR is done on Facebook. So right now we're actually doing an auction and we have over 100 items. And so all of our members that can do it have shared it on Facebook. So a lot of people that we know are bidding on stuff for our auction. So other than, I mean, yeah, we advertise a lot on Facebook. Fred had told you all about the Twiddle Muffs. That's my chapter as well. So
How many items are in your auction?
There's 100.
100? Okay.
Yeah,
100.
And there's everything from, there's books to rice maker, coffee machine, blankets, everything. So
there were cooking walks as well.
Cooking walks, yeah.
I've been watching your auction.
I saw your name.
Yes. And I'm thinking I better not bid on it because then I'd have to pay for the postage too on top of the bid. So yes. How many people do you usually get involved in your auction?
Well, right now there's over 300 people on that particular page. I believe. So hopefully, I think some of the same people from last year are voting this year because we had the auction before, right? But also our chapter, like the Freda and a couple of the girls, they go to the Centennial School. So that's our adopted school, right, Freda? Is it adopted?
It's our assisted school.
Assisted school, right. I get them mixed up. There's too many of them. And they go there and they make muffins and things like that. So the teachers see us in there. There's a presence.
And they're going to have a multicultural fair on the 28th of November. So Bev and myself and 2 other members are going to go and help out at the multicultural fair. And I went to their Halloween party that they had and helped out there as well. So,
And we do the Salvation Army kettle. We do the poppies. So we're sitting there at the table and people come by and say, well, who are you and why are you here? We tell them who we are. But we're not big on bragging, really. We aren't.
Oh.
Nobody is. Us as women, we're quiet. We don't want to.
As women, we're quiet.
We don't want to. Well, you know what I mean. We don't want to bring attention to ourselves, really.
And we look after the home ec display at our exhibition, and we have our IODE post, like desk posters there and so on. And people will stop and talk, and we have the brochures, I believe, also, Bev, correct?
Yeah.
That we pass out.
Good. Yeah. Yes. Now you have to remember, this workshop is about bragging, making noise about IODE. So ladies, we got to make noise.
Yeah. And I don't know if we're sending anything into Echoes. I'm going to have to find out if our communications officer has been emailing anything in there. I don't know if she has or not, so I'll have to find out.
Good.
Excellent.
Has Nancy Wilson got anything to share with us?
I just want to say how much I have enjoyed following the different chapters' Facebook pages. I know Ann Mason has been sharing the IOD Friends, all the chapters, the different projects everybody posts. And I love watching and hearing what it's about. I'm always making comments.
And we love your comments, Nancy. Keep making them.
Well, social media has definitely been a great tool for us as IODE members. It's economical, and it spreads us out worldwide, really, because I know we all have friends and family outside of the country. And so if you're, sharing something that your own chapter's doing, it's great. I'd like to share a story. Get in touch with your member of parliament, whether it's a provincial member or the federal member, and ask them to get some time in the House to stand up and talk about your chapter, how IODE has helped in his community or her community. And they're allowed some time to do personal things like that before they get down to business. And the other one is even in your own local municipality, ask to be put on the agenda of your council. I know it's a little bit more difficult if you're in a more urban setting than a rural setting, but they will allow you, 5 minutes to talk about IODE. I've done it a couple of times, and you hear these little comments, oh, they're still around, or I didn't realize that they planted that maple tree in the park. So it's and they need to know about us too, who the community organizations are that are out there, that are volunteering, that are supporting the community to make it a better place. So it's just time. There's no cost involved.
Renata, you brought up a
Great.
good point.
You gotta step up and tell people what's going on, because I went to a Schuetz Center, it's a senior center, and their annual general meeting, I read the minutes. It said they were talking about this tri-shop, which is actually, it's a cycle that IOD BC paid for in the last year. And they had no knowledge of who paid for it. People were questioning the amount of was spent on the bike. And it's from Mary Emerson's trust fund in BC, which in 45 years ago, we voted for it, the Mary Emerson Fund. We were splitting a couple of funds that were, a fund was existing, but they were breaking up the what was going to do with the money. Mary Emerson was for a senior center, no, to support seniors, and BC chapters have had years to present different projects, and there was, I grabbed one of the fellows who was a bus driver when I had my stroke last year. I grabbed him and I said, "Hey, tell your board that who bought this." And he was very happy that I approached him about it.
Good. Thank you. Yes, that's great.
How to brag.
Yeah.
You deserve to brag then. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've heard it from everybody except for Jane. Jane was hoping I'd forget her. No.
Yeah, I even kept disappearing occasionally in hopes, just
Save the best for last, Jane.
Well, certainly our approach to the mayor and city council in Fredericton prior to the start of our anniversary year was an effortless way to get, Fred is not going to think it was effortless, but they were very receptive, and the mayor had much more to say than we expected because she had a long history with IODE, having been a starved child with an IODE mother.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to a chapter that doesn't meet in person at all. Under the auspices of IODE Alberta, IODE Evolve. And when I'm doing my work in Eastern Canada, the thing is headquartered in Calgary, I have a sheet that says all of the things that Evolve does in my community first, and then what they do in other places in Canada as well. And I've found people calling me back and saying, "Jane, what this chapter really works all those other places," which is a good, yes, I say IODE is all across Canada. So when you give something, if you have the little sheet ready saying what your chapter does, people do read it.
Excellent. Good point.
Right.
Good point. Any further comments?
For the last year, after my stroke, the chapter members decided that they were not going to continue the chapter. So I've been talking up IOD to everybody, and I figure that's where you keep working. I've talked to one mother who her daughter belongs to the Jess F. Gordon chapter of Vancouver, and then I've talked to another namesake who's a Nancy, and I said, well, we could do a Zoom chapter, just a way to, because I live in Vernon and these people live in Lumbee, and it's about an hour's drive. It's easy in some of their case, but we can do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. You have to remember, Margaret Polson Murray started off as one person, and she spread the word.
Oh, I've been IODE for 56 years, so I'm getting old.
Keep spreading the word, though, Nancy.
Watch what you say, Nancy.
Good. Okay.
Just count until 60.
Is there anyone on here from the Laurentian chapter?
Not tonight.
No. Well, we talked about them in our meeting, in the provincial meeting today. Maria Culture brought them to mind about what they've been doing for November. And I actually went and joined their page. I wasn't on it before, but it's quite interesting. It's no KNOW November. And so she puts on every day a really neat fact about IODE and things you might not have known. And I thought, oh, this is really interesting. So if anybody is not on their page, you might want to join their page because it's quite cool to see what they've done for November.
We're going to have to let them know that because they were mentioned this morning too.
Yeah.
That people are enjoying their comments or their
good.
daily posts. Yeah.
How about everybody, when you're finished this meeting, go to your Facebook, go to the Laurentian chapter and say, we were talking about you at the national chat. Good work.
Great idea, Helen.